Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome back to the old computer shack. I am exhausted and tired this evening, but we're going to do a little something because it is an exciting time. There's our Model 3286. I've been cleaning it up and putting it back together. Nothing too exciting there, so I didn't record any of that. It's just scrubbing, and that's boring as shit. I haven't serviced the floppy drive yet, so anyway, yeah, that's going apace. The whole project with making that riser for the Model 25 to put the 286 motherboard in there and all that stuff, that's kind of on temporary hold until my 16-bit ISA proto boards get here. Because I want to prototype the IDE interface that I've designed onto that card before I order the PC boards. Because if they're mistakes, I want to correct them first. In other news, I did finally find a Tandy 1000 EX at a price that I wanted to pay. Completely unexpanded, so I think it's got like 256k of RAM. I haven't even tried to boot it yet. I've only had it for like a day and a half. So that'll be interesting when we get around to trying to build cards for the HX and the EX. Now we actually have an EX to test them in. They're basically the same machine, except the ROMs are a little bit different. I mean, aside from the floppy drive stuff. I may also have some excellent news vis-a-vis our poor, abused Trash 80 Model 2. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't want to prematurely exclaim. So, yeah, I'll let you know when I know something. Got a bunch of goodies here that I've been collecting for some time, and now it's time to make shit happen. This is a Daystar Turbo 601. 66 megahertz PowerPC 601 accelerator for the 030 PDS slot in the Mac 2. The Mac 2 CI in particular. It'll work in the 2SI with an adapter, and it kind of works in the 2VX and the 2VI, but not really, and it doesn't work in the SE30, which is how I got that. A guy bought that to put in an SE30, and it ends up that only the Turbo 40s work in the SE30, not the Turbo 601. Something about the video, the black and white video not being supported. Anyway, so lucky me, right? Don't know if it works. Hope it does. The guy, the guy's a good guy, so I'm sure if it doesn't work, he didn't mean to send me junk, but we'll try it one of these days. There's 128 megs of RAM for the 2CI, which is the most that it can take, and between the two of those, we'll be able to do the most important thing that a computer can do. It'll be able to run Fallout 2. Dun dun dun. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, also over here is a big stack of SCSI disk drives. They all came with that SparkStation LX over there, which is going to be another project soon. But we need to test all of those, and one of those is going to go into the 2CI, and one of those is going to go into the 20SC enclosure, probably. One of the smaller ones. So, that'll be exciting. Now let's get to the 2G, alright, can't forget this. Also there's this is an Asante talk. This is a local talk, like phone net to Ethernet bridge. So, this is a good way, see you can run TCP IP over Apple Talk, and that's a great way. Well, I've got an Ethernet card in the 2CI, but that is also a great way to get the 2GS on the internet. Dun dun dun! So that'll be exciting. Now, this is the most exciting thing. This is a recent manufacture Transwarp GS accelerator for the 2GS. It appears that this one has a 64 megahertz crystal on it, which means, assuming that there's a divide by 4 clock modifier on this. That means that this thing is clocked at 16 megahertz, which also makes sense since it came with the active cooling on it. So that's pretty fucking sweet, dude. That's going to rock our socks off. But in order for that to work right, the stock 2GS power supplies, such as that extra one laying right there, are a little weak. So over here, I thought about just doing this myself instead of buying the kit. Because, you know, I could have bought a Meanwell power supply and made my own board to mount it in there and all that stuff. But I just went ahead and bought this one the same place I got the Transwarp GS from. So this is going to be our first project. Well, that was seized in there. Oops, I had you out of the frame there for a second, didn't I? Sorry about that, gentlemen. Now, there aren't any directions for this particular power supply that I could find on the website, but I think we can figure it out. We're fart smellers. We can do it. Is that gonna come without pulling this fucking grommet out of here? Apparently not. Well, fiddlesticks. I'm gonna screw that thing up trying to get it out of there. I'll bet you $1. I will bet you $1. Come on, bud. Turn around here. There we go. I bet I can lose that. I need to move the camera back. I keep getting you out of the damn frame. You don't want that. You'll get mad at me. I don't want you guys to get mad at me. Okay. Well, I think I've got all of the little screws in there. No, here's some. Little screws and little lock washers. I think I've got all of those shaken out in the bottom of the box here. So, rather than cut these wires, I'm just going to try to desolder them. But that is a lot of solder. Melt, my precious. Melt, my precious. You can do it. You can do it. This new desoldering gun is like 700,000 times better than the old one. There is absolutely no comparison. Yeah, this was the right thing to do, because there's nothing tackier than like having a spare board that's got little cutoff wires on it. I mean, and we don't want to be tacky, do we? That's like, being tacky is worse than like letting the magic smoke out. You know, like style over substance, right? That's what we're all about. Okay. Now, little screws with little lock washers. There were 4 of them. 2, 3. Where's number 4? Yeah. Here he is. He's lost his washer. Alright. Now, we are going to need this wiring harness off of the old power supply, so let's very carefully see if we can desolder it without fucking something up or dragging the cord of the desoldering gun across the table and losing the 4 little screws. That wire's not going to go in the hole. It's too big. That's alright. Alright. That is off. And I think we are done with the grunt machine. Okay, you, my friend, salute. You have been a good power supply, my friend. Thank you. I'll keep you for parts. Now, this thing is supposed to be what this thing mounts to. It has holes that screws go into. Yes. Now, do you think I can put my head in the way of the camera while I try to get this started? I bet I can. I'll bet I can block your view of everything with my filthy, filthy, filthy head. If you see any nits in my hair, let me know so I can have my cat pick them out. He likes to lick my head. I don't know if he's trying to tell me something or not, but I sit in my computer chair and he gets up on the chair behind my head and he's like all up in my hair. I guess that's fine. I only have to take a shower every other month that way. Yep. Now I'm never gonna get that bastard down in there, right? That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Tough, tufty-duff. Especially without losing the lock washer. Can I go in the back door? Oh, you filthy boy. Beautiful. And now, since I didn't read the directions, I'm going to find out in just a moment that I have to take the whole thing back out because I forgot something. I'll bet you $1. Okay. DC output side, AC input side. That should be right. Here's the AC input side. Now, we want to connect these. Line will be the black one, right? Yes, that's the one with the switch on it. Right? No, they're both being switched. They're switching the neutral and the hot? What? What cuckoldry is this? Oh, shit. Shit, son. Which one? Obviously the black is supposed to be the hot, but I left my meter downstairs. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay. I was gonna get more booze while I was down there and I forgot. Okay. Which one are you? It's not going to tell me. Is there... Oh. Her. Now. Yes. That is the line. Excellent. Okay. So, this machine right here has these, what would you call them? These connectors, you stick an insulated wire in and you push down on these doohickeys, and there's like a slot in there that it pushes the wire into, and that bites through the insulation and bites into the conductor inside of the wire to make the connection. I don't particularly like those. I mean, that's cool. That's cool if you don't have a soldering iron, but I think what I'd like to do, if the holes in the board are large enough to accept these wires, I think I'd like to just desolder this connector and solder all of my wires straight to this power supply, because I think that'll be more reliable in the long run. And I guess if these holes are not big enough, they may not be. They look like regular sized through holes, and this is like probably looks like number 14 wire, I think. If they won't fit, I guess I can just solder the bastard back on there. And let me fire the desoldering iron back up. I thought we were done with him. Oh, my friend, we're never done with you. There are always things that need grunted at. Yes. Oh, I don't know if those will fit or not. What I'll end up doing now is I'll break this connector, and then we'll end up having to use it after all, but it'll be broken. Yeah. Alright. Those holes are pretty small. I also want to solder this one straight on. So that's a gauge down. That's what, 16 maybe? I still don't know if that'll fit. Well, these great big pins here, if I desolder this great big connector and use it, I'm pretty sure it'll fit in there. So yeah, probably be easiest to solder that thing on first anyway. Yeah, I don't know if we can get that down over those posts or not. No, we can't. That's going to be hard to desolder. No, there is no way that those big old wires are going to go into that little old connector. Should I cheat? Should I trim a couple wires off and make it fit? I'll bet I could pull the pins out one at a time, like out of the plastic and everything. That'll run the connector though. But we don't have to use that connector, so that would probably be fine. There it comes. Is it gonna come? Yep. That done her. Alright, we can get her apart that way. I mean, I guess I could always fuck around with solder wick and stuff, but it's so hard to get all the little bits out like that. Now watch there be a problem with this thing, and I'll have to return it and won't be able to because I modified it. Should have tested the power supply before we started desoldering shit, huh? That would have made too much sense. We don't do sensical things around here. That's ludicrous. Oh, that one that was being contrary is still being a little contrary. Mr. Negative 12 volts, you can get out of there. Alright, now you're probably saying to yourself, Lee, you dumb son of a bitch. You didn't write down which of those was which before you desoldered them. Not to worry, there's a computer right there that tells. So, I mean, I'm so smart that I have all that shit memorized. Yep, that's what it is. Yep, that's right. Oh, just perfect. That's going to take a shitload of solder. That ought to be just fine. Now we've got to get these power wires connected. We got plenty of wire. Let's strip these back a little bit and see if we can clean things up a little bit. We got back past the solder there. That's what we wanted to do. Alright. Shitty wire stripper here somewhere. Yes, I do. It's just a little bit too big. This wire that's in here ought to be good to like 15 amps. This size wire, that's way overkill for a fucking computer power supply. Because I mean, you got to think that that's 15 amps at 120 volts on this side, right? That's way more wattage than your power supply is ever going to be putting out on the DC side. There. Okie dokie do. Now you can go down in there onto those standoffs, my friend. Oh yeah, we got so much wire we don't know what to do with all of it. Beautiful. Okay. Now we've got to get that grommet back in there. Oh, grommet, you motherfucker. Oh yeah, okay. Got her. Excellent. Okay, so this is probably a switching power supply, so we may not be able to test it with no load, but I'm gonna try it anyway, just to see, and hopefully we didn't fuck anything up to the point where it lets the magic smoke out. Let me put my meter on this. It's possible to damage some old / badly designed switching power supplies by running them with no load, but this is high quality equipment here. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, we got 4.81, 12.87, negative 12.23, 5.06. Alright. 4.81. 4.81. I assume that this pot here adjusts the 5-volt supply. .00 volts. 5.01. 12.87, 12.25, 5.06, 5.01, 12.24. Yeah, that'll be fine. Close enough, within tolerance. All right, excellent. I think. Surprised that maybe that's just a linear supply. I don't know. Huh. Anywho, let's reassemble it. I guess everything is working as it should. All right. There's our brand new rebuilt Apple TWGS high capacity power supply ready for the installation of the Transwarp. Yes. Excellent. Alright. That's it for this evening, gentlemen. I appreciate you joining me. Have a lovely night. I will see you all tomorrow, assuming the day job doesn't go completely apeshit, and we will continue this project.